Hello, welcome to J Notes. I'm Jansi, crochet maker and designer. If you're the one who is looking for some constructive content and crochet creations, then this space is for you. Please subscribe to my channel J Notes underscore JK, like, share my videos, leave your comments below, and turn on the notification to not to miss any of the future videos. Hey guys, welcome to J Notes. I'm Jansi, crochet maker and designer. Today is day 8 of 30-day video challenge hosted by Rupa Patel, who is business mentor, coach, event planner, and the list goes on. She does so many things. So she also leads a beautiful Facebook called Transformation Heart Leaders. And the best thing about the group is that it feels so nice and encouraging and inspiring to be part of that group, because there are many budding entrepreneurs who are taking their step forward, to build their career or to build their confidence and support each other, help each other, and give their valuable share their valuable experiences, to inspire others. So that is the best thing about the group, and I feel really honored to be part of it. So coming back to our video for today, it is going to be a crochet stitch tutorial again. And as a crocheter is a craft, crocheting is a craft that is like an ocean. So in fact, for that matter, any kind of craft is like an ocean. The more you dive in, you will get to see the beauty of the craft, and that is true with any art and craft. So crochet is also one such, and I personally like keep experimenting each stitch with different yarns. So even though I'm not making a project, I make sure I'll try at least one stitch per day with different types of yarn, so as to understand the nature, how each stitch will look with different types of yarns. That will give you an understanding of how so any particular which kind of stitch will suit better to any kind of project, or which stitch will look better on any particular yarn, any particular type of yarn. It also, this practice also gives you or makes you understand which yarn to be used in any particular project. So there are many things that you can understand when you keep practicing different types of stitches with different types of yarn. So this is one of my experiences that I would like to share, and I think this will be useful for many of the beginner and level 1 crocheters. So practicing is this kind of practicing, practicing stitch every day, at least one stitch every day with different type of yarn. If you are making single crochet or modified single crochet, extended, so there are so many variations in each stitch. Like if you take up single crochet, there are so many variations. If you take double crochet, there are so many variations to the stitch. If you take half double crochet, there are so many variations to the stitch. So it is just practice that gives you the knowledge and bring out the best out of the craft. So let's now go and see what is that tiny variation that I have brought to the double crochet, and I hope you all like it. So if you want me to make much of such videos, interesting videos and creative show you the creative content about the craft, please go and subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos, and comment below if you have any. And yeah, let's go get started. I'll see you at my workstation in a minute. So here we are at my workstation. I've taken a normal worsted weight acrylic yarn. You can take any kind of yarn. For this yarn I'm using 4mm hook, and you can take any type of yarn and try this out, since it is just a sample piece. So for this I'm taking maybe 15 stitches, 15 chains, base chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 3 more to bring up, 2 more to bring up the yarn, and I'm going into the third chain from the stitch. So my first these 2 chains doesn't count as a double crochet because that is how I prefer. So go into the same third chain from the hook and make a double crochet. So the first row would be like a normal double crochet. 1, 2, 3, the speciality of this stitch is it gives a braided effect, stripes of braids on one side of the work, and the double crochet falls even more closer. Usually when we work a double crochet, it kind of shows those gaps in between. So I felt like this one kind of falls closer, and yeah, that is one of the speciality of this variation of double crochet. I was just scrolling through some of the stitches, and I found the similar stitch in single crochet, and I love. So when I've seen that variation of single crochet, I was trying the same stitch on different types of yarns, and I was trying to twist and trick that particular stitch, and I found the same is looking good even for the double crochet. When it is done in single crochet, the work kind of curls up, but in double crochet it just falls straight. So now chain 2. Most of them usually chain 3 for the turning chain and consider that as a double crochet, which I usually don't prefer. But for some projects, especially when I use bulky yarns, then I would chain 3 and consider that as a double crochet. But when I use medium weight or lightweight yarns, I would rather chain 2 for a turning chain and go into the same stitch and double crochet once again, which will be my first double crochet. So for a normal double crochet, we'll just go into the stitch below here and make a double crochet. So but for this one, we'll go around the stitch, like how we go around the post, we will go around the stitch. So insert my hook into the first stitch here and bring it back through the second stitch. If I am close enough, I hope you are able to see. See, I made a chain 2 here, which is a turning chain. I'm going into the very first stitch of the row and bringing the hook back through the next stitch. Bringing the hook through the next stitch. So I'm going around the stitch, not around the post, like how you go around the post for the front post double crochet, or like that. It is similarly we are going around the 2 stitches. So I am inserting the hook into the first stitch and coming back through the second stitch, yarn over, yarn over, insert the hook into the first stitch and come back through the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop and make a normal double crochet. So now again go back into the second stitch that you just finished your first double crochet, insert the hook into the previous stitch and come around it, and I hope you are understanding. So this is the stitch I just finished. So in this stitch we just finished our double crochet, this stitch. So I'll insert the hook into this stitch and come back through the next stitch. So that is how it is going to be. One second. So insert the hook into the same stitch that we have just finished. You just wrap this stitch around and come out, yarn over, pull up a loop. So I'm sorry, I forgot to yarn over. Yes, yeah. Insert the hook into the same stitch, wrap around the stitch, not around the post, it is around the stitch, and come out of the next stitch and make a normal double crochet. Let me show you once more. I hope you are understanding. Yarn over as usual, insert the hook into the same stitch that we just finished and come out of the next stitch. Okay, so here I am inserting into the next stitch here and coming out like this. So it is just going around this stitch like how we go around the post, and double crochet. Insert the hook into the same one, go around the stitch and make a double crochet. Insert the hook into the same stitch that you just finished, come out of the next stitch and make a normal double crochet. So this is how you will be working all through the row. So I'm just left with one stitch. So I am going into the same stitch that I just finished working, go into the same one and bring out the hook from the next stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop. So let's just go back and count the stitches just for the confirmation. 1, 2, 3. I think I left one more here. This is it. So if you can see, this is also a double crochet and this is also a double crochet. You can see the difference, the difference between both. This gives a different kind of texture and this one is giving a different kind of texture to the fabric. So both are double crochet, but both looks completely different. And that braid that I was talking about, so this is a braid that that goes in each and every row alongside as we are making a stitch making a stitch around the stitch below. Let us continue for 2 more rows so that you will get an idea of it. So I have chained 2. I will go into the very first stitch and come out of the next stitch and make a double crochet. Go into the same stitch that you just finished your work, come out of the next stitch and make a double crochet. Yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch that you finished working, come out of the next stitch and make a double crochet. Keep trying crochet stitches every day, at least one stitch a day on a different yarn that from which you have already tried. If you're learning any new stitch, keep trying the same stitch on a different yarns, so as to understand the nature of the stitch, and also you will get to understand and learn lot about the yarns. So that basically gives you an idea about which yarn looks better in what kind of project. So last stitch I've just finished. So just to wrap around, I'll be going into the that chain to top of the chain to in chain to turn your work. I'll make a couple of rows and show you how it looks. So this is the final round that I'm going to show you. So I just forgot to mention one more thing here is like, so as we work and come to end of the row, so this I am left with two more stitches here. If you can see, this is one and this is one, and this is the chain 2 that we are making at the beginning of every row. So I'm going into the same stitch that I've just finished and coming out of the last stitch. So, yeah, I'm going to the same stitch that I've just finished and coming out of the last stitch and make a double crochet. Now you should not, since you have come to the end of the row, that you just finished working in the last stitch of the row, but that doesn't mean that you completed all your stitches. You are only at the 14th stitch, as we are using 2 stitches for one single to make one single stitch. So at end of every row you just go into that last stitch and come out of the top of that chain 2 that we are making at the beginning of every row. So I've inserted my hook into the last stitch of the row and coming out of the top loop of or a top chain of the chain 2 that we are making at beginning of every row and make a double crochet. That completes the total number of stitches. If you skip that stitch here, then you will be decreasing your stitches, which we obviously don't want. So this is how it will look. These so you can see the braids on either side. If you work in the rounds for a beanie or for any tops that you go in rounds, then you will see this braided effect only on one side, and other side it will be like a flat work, but with a different texture. So I am liking this version of double crochet. Probably I'll be using in any of my future projects. So yeah, this is it for today's video. I hope you all liked it and you will all try this. So when the same stitch, similarly if you work on a single crochet, the work slightly tends to curl up. So I have seen that kind of stitch used for giving ribbing to your garments like necklines or cuff lines, so or even to the blankets, so that kind of gives a border effect to your work. So I would like, yeah, one second. So yeah, I hope you all liked this variation of double crochet, and I hope most of you will try, and I would be happy to see all your works, the different versions. You can try this with different types of yarn, and you can try this even with the same thing. You just make a single crochet instead of double crochet using the same technique, and I hope you'll all like that version also. And when you make it in a single crochet, it will be used in a different kind of project. So as you make, you will understand uh, this particular version of stitch. So which are the kind of, what are the kind of projects that you can use this stitch. So you by yourself will make out and understand uh, different aspects of the crochet stitches. So yeah, I hope I am giving the very informative and useful content to you all. If you don't want to miss any of those content, please go subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos. Do not forget to comment or share all your works which are inspired from my video tutorials. So, and also hit on the notification button to not to miss any of my videos. That's it for today. See you tomorrow with much more interesting stuff, and take care. Bye bye. See you. Happy weekend and happy crocheting.